welcome back. Today we are going to solve one problem from learning curve, and this is one of the prominent problems which has been asking in the uh, exam question papers. And this problem is from December 24 question paper, learning curve problem. Okay, let's solve this problem, and this would be the max level problem which can be asked in learning curve. So let's thorough this and we can easily solve this problem in examinations, right? Let's solve this problem. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, this entire concept revolves around learning uh, learning curve, which is like, okay, first, for example, if I let's take it as a bike. Okay, if I'm traveling to a new route, okay, to new city. Okay, if I traveling to a route, to travel this route on a first time, it will take 30 minutes for me. Second time, 25 minutes. Third time, I can easily travel no without seeing any maps or spending time on any other thing or asking for help from auto drivers. So I can easily reach by 20 minutes. So this is the learning effect. So while we keep on doing the same thing, have a learning learning curve progressing over that particular thing. Okay, that's what this entire concept is about. So we are going to see this in a production manner. If you start producing the new product on first time, it will take 1 hour. In future days it might take 50 minutes. In future days it might be, well, in not future days, in further production of units, we'll reduce the time, because we know how the product has to be produced, and what's the uh, what's that what's the techniques we have to use, and we can easily have a complete picture of that product, how it has to be produced, right? So it actually reduces the time for the further production of units. That's what we are going to understand with this concept. Okay, guys, so let's get into the problem directly. So Nithos Limited, a manufacturer of fountain pens, received an order of 16 units. So Nithos Limited, a manufacturing fountain pen. 1 minute. Okay, Nithos Limited, a manufacturer of fountain pen, received an order of 16 units fountain pen called Goldex. Okay, the first unit takes 20 labor hours. I said no, the first time to produce one unit, they take 20 labor hours, and the learning curve the company mentioned is 80%, and the learning coefficient also given. This is for the second method. Actually, this problem involves both doubling method as well as the formula method. In one problem we are covering the two concepts, so this is the most repeated or most asked questions in the examination perspective. So not this question, this type of questions can be asked. Okay, let's get into the problem. Okay, next value given, learning coefficient given, and the further details is for 6 units they take 81.91 direct labor. The detail has been given in the question. For one pen, the cost sheet given, see, this is the cost sheet for the one pen, how much cost they are incurring, that has been given here with the sale price with the profit margin. And right, then they asked us to find out the estimated sale price for the first 16 units. Okay, and then they asked for the minimum quoted price per unit of repeated 20 units. Okay, using the formula method. So they have given the formulas. They have given the actually they have given the logarithm values here. So we are using this logarithm value. We are going to find out the hours with this formula, which is y is equal to ax power b. This is the formula. So with this formula we are going to find out the second part of the question. The first part, let's get into the first part. The first part asks for the The first part as for the 16 units, right? Initial order of 16 units. Okay, so how we can find out the learning curve? So that we can call as cumulative average time per unit, which is first number of units, which is 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. See, doubling. This is the doubling method. Okay, and then cumulative average time per unit, which is cat per unit. Okay, for the first, okay, for the first unit, the company is the production unit is taking 20 laborer, right? So 20 into 100 percentage. Okay, there is no learning effect for the first unit, so 20 hours. Then for the second unit, the learning effect is 80 percentage. So 20 into 80 percentage is 16, right? 16 hours. For the 4 units, 16 hours into 80 percentage, which is 12.8 hours. Then 12.8 hours into 80 percentage, which is 10.24 hours. 10.24 into 80 percentage, 8.192 hours. Okay, so we found out the cumulative average time per unit for 6 units. So this is the cat per unit, and if we multiply with 16 pence, we'll get the total time into 16, which is 131.072 hours total time for 16 units. Okay, so we got the total time for 16 units. So then we can directly get into the, okay, before I have to tell you the steps. Okay, the first step is calculation of cat per unit and total time. Second step is calculation of sale price for 16 units. Okay, so this is the two step. We have completed the first step. Let's get into the second step, which is calculation of sales price for 16 units. Particulars rupees, which is direct material. Direct material is 8 rupees 20 for 16 machines, right? 16 into rupees 20, which is 320. Then direct labor, which is 131.072 hours into how many rupees, which is 6 rupees. 131.072 into 6, which is 786.432. Then variable overhead, which is 0.5 per direct labor hour. Direct labor hours is 131.072 into 0.5. 131.072 into 0.5, which is 65.536. Then fixed overhead is 5 rupees. 131.072 into 5, which is 655.36. Then that's it, right? Profit. So let's total it up. 320 plus 786. 320 plus 786.432 plus 65.536 plus 65.636. This is 1827.328. Okay, plus profit at 20%, right? into 20 percentage, which is 365.4656. Let's total it up. We'll get the sales price for 16 units. Okay, plus 1827.328, which is 2192.79. Okay, number of units. Let's get the per unit value. Number of units, which is 16 units. Sale price per unit is 137.0496. Okay, this is the sale price per unit. Okay, we'll find out the sale price per unit for if the order is 16 units. Okay, what if assess the minimum quoted price for repeated order of 20 units is also received from the same customer. Okay, we are producing the extra 20 units for the same customer. So what will be the cost for him? Okay, let's prepare the approach table steps, which is calculation of total time using formula method. Total time for extra 20 units, right? Okay, then calculation of sales price for the extra, which is additional 20 units. Okay, right. Okay, let's quickly get into the problem, which is calculation of step 1. What's that? Calculation of total time for additional 20 units. Okay, what we are going to do now, y is equal to ax power b, right? This b is the learning coefficient, x is the cumulative number of units, a is the time consumed for the first unit, and y is the average time per unit for x units. Okay, so what are all the informations we have? We have the time consumed for the first unit, which is 20 hours, and then cumulative number of units. So cumulative number of units, we have to produce the 36 units, right? So 20 units is the additional units. So if it is cumulative units, then 20 plus 16, sorry, 16 already produced, so 20, so 36. Learning coefficient is given in the question, which is 0.322 minus 0.322. And we can find out the value for this figure in the question itself, which is C 0.3154. 0.3154 into 20 into 0.3154, which is 6.308. Okay, this is the average time per unit if it is 36 units. Okay, right. Now let's prepare the table, which states total time for 36 units, which is 36 into 6.308, 36 into 6.308, which is 227.088. Then total time for already produced it was 16 units, right? So we took one, see, 131.072, 131.072, which we have already got, right? So then time for 20 units is is 96.16 hours. Okay, this is the time required for additional 20 units. So let's prepare the table which calculates the cash sales price. Okay, particulars, rupees, direct material for 20 into 20. Okay, 400 direct labor for 96.016 hours into 6 rupees 6 per hour, right? Rupees 6 into 6, which is 576.096. Then variable overhead into 0.5, fixed overhead into 5, right? Yes. Okay, 96.016, 96.016, let's total it up. 96.016 into 0.5, which is 48.008, into 5, which is 480.08. let's total it up. We'll get plus 576.096 plus 400, which is 1504.184. Okay, profit at 20% into 20%, which is 300.8368. okay, sales price for additional 20 units, which is 1504.184 plus 300.8368, which is 1805.0208. okay, so number of units 20, sale price per unit for additional 20 units, which is 90.25. guys, oh, this is the problem. It's easy problem. We can easily finish off this without any confusion, and we should not miss these kind of problems in exam, and these are all the pure gold mine for us. So I hope you guys have understood the problem. The first thing is we have to understand the learning effect, which is 80 percentage, and then we have to find out for the 16 machines, and then we are incorporating this value into direct labors for the rupees 6 for every hours, and we have found out the total cost for the 16 units, and then we had up our profit percentage, which is 20%, and we found out the sale price per unit, which is 2192.79. and if we convert this into a per unit value, then this is 137.0496. so the same thing which we are done with the formula method, which is y is equal to ax power b. B is the learning coefficient, x is the cumulative number of units. So cumulative number of units, so first what we have produced and further what we have produced, which is 20 units, right? So 16 plus 20, which is 36, and time consumed for the first unit is 20 hours. Okay, average time per unit for any number of units we can easily find out with this value. This is the variable right here. So the value for this logarithm has been given in the question, which is 0.3154, and the average time per unit for 36 units is 6.308. so we found out the total time for the 36 units, which is 227.088 We have already found out the time for 16 units, right? So that we have reduced here and we found the values for time for 20 units, which is 96.016 hours. And with that we easily found out our calculation of sale price. See that we have used, and respective uh, cost has been charged here, and we found out the total cost, added profit, sale price, divided with the number of units, we get the sale price per unit. That's it. We'll see. I'll see you all with another new problem tomorrow. Thank you.